continue that.
There was this gentleman, Ellen, this guy, Robert Lawlor. I don't know if you ever heard the name, but he was the original translator for Schwaller de Lubic's. He translated all of Schwaller's books, including Temple of Man and those amazing things. He was the man who did the translations. And so if he hadn't done what he'd done, John West would have never been able to do his work. We wouldn't be here this day because no one would know. Only French people. Can you imagine that kind of power only being in the hands of the French? Only French people would know, and even then, who's going to go back and read a book from the whatever, 30s, 40s, something like that. So Robert was an amazing guy, and he wrote a bunch of fantastic books. He wrote, as a graphic designer, I'm especially interested in sacred geometry and stuff like that was exhibited all over Egypt, even though it's flatly denied by Egyptologists. And Robert Lawlor wrote a book called Sacred Geometry. And I read it at a young phase in my life, and it really turbocharged my graphic design chops and was a big part of me really getting interested in this stuff. John West told me when we were working on the very original Magical Egypt, he told me I should hunt Robert Lawlor down. Yeah. And so we did, and he ended up
meet him. It was really funny story. We met Robert Lawlor because this might be a little bit TMI. But we went to get colonics, and the guy who
he was hiding up my ass. I couldn't believe it. What the hell have you been in there? I haven't gotten a rent check. I've never gotten 1 penny in rent.
No, that's not true. The guy who did our colonics was the same guy that did Robert Lawlor's colonics. Robert was super, super, super healthy guy, right? Like he wasn't, what a very interesting story about Robert Lawlor is that he was an artist and he worked with these polyurethane chemical things.
Oh, yeah.
And he really poisoned himself to the point where he was going to die. And so what he did was he had to go on a mega fast, and he went on a brown rice fast for about 2 or 3 years.
This was in like 1975. And then he moved out of New York to Pondicherry, where he started this Ayurvedic village. And anyway, he was on macrobiotic diet for like 30 consecutive years. And somebody eventually told him, you were so purified that you even purified your childhood vaccines out of you. And he's like 135. He's not a young man, but his hair stayed black. It was amazing to me.
135.
No, okay, that was an exaggeration.
No, I know.
He had that energy, 135-year-old energy. But anyway, his hair stayed black. His hair never went gray. Like that's an issue for me because I'm going from Gandalf the Gray to Gandalf the White. And that's a big deal, and he never did, and a bunch of other things, but it really impressed on us. It was another one of those stories that Venice likes to tell where we throw a party and vegetarians show up. And we had to just change our entire lives around while he was living with us.